everybody, this is Algebra 1, Lesson 60, and this lesson covers geometric solids, prisms, and cylinders. Oops, let me get on the right spot here. There we go. Okay. So we got some basic shapes that we're going to talk about what they are. So we've got a right triangular prism, and we've already gone over this, so that's basically a three-dimensional triangle. It's got a bottom and a top, and then it has 1, 2, 3 faces. A right circular cylinder, so that's like a soup can. A regular square pyramid, so your base is a square and it comes up into a pyramid shape. A right circular cone, so that's like an ice cream cone, or a sphere, that's like a basketball. Alright. On the wrong thing here. Alright, so this next one. Alright, so a prism is a geometric solid with two faces called bases. Right? So our bases are going to be this flat surface here and this flat surface here. Okay? Those are our bases. They're identical and parallel polygons, and where the other faces are parallelograms called lateral faces. Alright, so geometric solid has two faces that are bases. So on this one, here's our base, and here's our base, those triangles. On this one, here's a base, and here's a base. On this one, that would be a base, and that would be a base, okay? So your bases are the parts that are flat, up and down there. All right. It says they're identical and parallel polygons, where the other faces are parallelograms called lateral faces. So that's going to be our up and down part, this part, and then across the back. Those are your lateral surfaces. Lateral meaning up and down. All the ones going up and down are your lateral faces. All right. The lateral faces intersect in segments called lateral edges. So where these touch, that's a lateral edge, that's a lateral edge, that's a lateral edge. So those are going to be your corners up and down, okay, are your lateral edges. The lateral blah, blah, blah. The altitude of the prism is a perpendicular segment joining the planes of the bases. The length of this altitude is the height. So we just need a straight line that goes from this base to this base, from there to there. The length of that is going to be your height. And that's called the altitude. Okay, so to review, we've got that one and that one are your bases. And then your sides are going to be your lateral surfaces. And your lateral edges are going to be any of these corners right here. And then your altitude is just your height, basically. All right. A cylinder is like a prism, except that its bases are closed curves instead of polygons. The curved surface between the bases is called the lateral surface area. The segment joining the axis is called the axis of the cylinder. The altitude of the cylinder is a perpendicular segment joining the planes. Okay, so let's go over each thing here. So on this one, our bases are going to be these circles, right? That's a base, and that's a base. And right here is a base. Okay, that's going to be your top and your bottom. This roundy part that goes all the way around, all of that, that's your lateral surface area. Then you're going to have, if you have a straight up and down line that goes from the center of here to the center of there, right? That's going to be your altitude. Now you notice that that's slanty, right? We need a straight line. So the height from, we said from here to here, that is going to be your height. And that is equal to your altitude. Altitude and height basically mean the same thing. All right, now there's something different than your altitude called your axis. And an axis is where you have to go to the direct center of this circle and the direct center of this circle, and that's going to be slanted the same way the whole figure is slanted. So the Earth spins on its axis, right? It's slanted. You can remember it like that. All right, so that's called the axis. So if this has a slant, then your axis is going to have a slant. All right. All right, so this one's an actual practice problem, or not practice problem, example problem. The area of the base of the right pentagonal prism is 28 centimeters squared, and the length of the lateral surface edge is 10 centimeters from the volume. So that means the area of this whole base right here, they've already figured out the area for us, and that is 28 centimeters. And we need area of the base times the height. Well, it told us that the lateral edge is 10 centimeters, so here's an edge. So that means that is 10 centimeters. So we're just going to multiply the area of the base times the height, 28 times 10, and we should get the volume by doing that. So area of the base is 28 times the height, which is 10, and that is going to equal 280 centimeters, and that's cubed because volume's always cubed. All right, so that's how to do one of those. That was super easy. You just multiply your area of the base times your height. All right, find the lateral surface area of this right prism whose bases are regular pentagons. Okay, so this one's a little more complicated. The lateral surface area means we only want these up and down boxes. So if we look at this, we've got a box back here. There's one. And these are all going to be 8 because it says a regular polygon or regular pentagon. So that means that's 8, that bottom's 8, that side's 8, that side's 8. So this is going to be a square in the back right here that's 8 by 15. So 15 by 8. This one in the back right here is going to be the same thing. All right, so that's 8 by 15. Then we've got another one, another face right here. That is 8 by 15. Okay. Then we've got the front. And then we've got this side. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need 8 times 15 first to figure out what the area of one of those is. And then we have 5 of them total. So 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 1 is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 120. And then we have 5 of those surfaces. So the 120 just means okay, so 120 just means that we calculated one of these surfaces. One of these up and down places right here. That's the area to that one. But we have 5 of those. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have to multiply that 120 times 5. So 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 1 is 5, 6. So the answer to that one is 600 meters squared. And that's just squared because it's area, not volume. It's only two-dimensional. If we laid that out flat, right, we could unfold that whole thing, and we would have a big flat piece like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And each of these would be 8. And this is 15 tall. So then you have another 8, another 8, another 8, and another 8. So you could say 8 times 5 is 40 times 15. That should get you the same answer. Okay? All right, hopefully that made sense. All right, go ahead and pause the video and work the practice problems. For some reason it's skipping it here and I can't get on it. There we go. My cards are all messed up today. All right, pause the video, work those practice problems, and I'll come back and work them for you. All right, so practice problem A. The area of the base of the right pentagonal prism is 34 inches. That'll be squared. And the length of the lateral edge is 12 inches. So that means the area of this base right here is 34. And the lateral edge, that means from here to there, the height basically, is 12. So we need the area of the base times height to find the volume. All right, so our area of the base is 34 inches, and we got to multiply that times 12 inches, 34 inches squared. So we're going to say 34 times 12. And we get 408 inches cubed. And that's the answer to A. All right, for B, this one's lateral surface area, so that means all of our up and down sides. We've got 12 by 16, and this is a pentagon, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to say 16 times 12. $192, and then we have 5 sides. So we're going to say 192 times 5. 5 is 10. 9 times 5 is 45, 46. Nope. 46. 5 times 1 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 960 feet. So there's the answer to that one. You could have, like, stretched it all out like that. So that you have 5 chunks. That when you fold it all up, it made those sides. And this would have been 16 right here, and each of these would have been 12. 12 times 5 is 60. So you could have done 16 times 60. And, wait, 6 times, hang on, I did that wrong. 0, 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 960. So, same answer. 2 different ways of getting it. All right, that is it for lesson 60. Hope that made sense to everybody.